Hello there and welcome to another video here at Forbes Waterloo Toyota's YouTube channel. I'm here today with a unique little vehicle here on the Toyota lineup. This is a brand new 2025 Tacoma TRD Off-Road Premium with the hybrid powertrain. Thank you very much for watching our video. If you have the opportunity, come on down to the dealership, take one of these vehicles for a drive yourself. It is a great experience to get in them yourself, see how they feel, see how they drive. But please make sure you mention that you saw this video for a special incentive on your next purchase. Thank you very much for watching Forbes Waterloo Toyota's video. So the hybrid powertrain is something brand new in 2024 to the Toyota lineup on the Tacoma. We've started adding it to all of our trucks, and the Tacoma was one of the ones that got it last. This is a 4-cylinder turboed engine with that hybrid powertrain on top of it. So in my personal opinion, all these brands, we all have to switch to the 4-cylinder engine. And if that's something that you have to do, in my opinion, trusting it with the hybrid powertrain is something that's really gonna help with that longevity. Toyota spent a ton of time working on this engine. The constant comparison from the old V6 to the new V4, did we keep the reliability? Did Toyota test it? They did. They spent a ton of time on this vehicle. Engine went through more testing than we've ever put it through. They really wanted to make sure that if it's gonna have the Toyota nameplate on it, it's an engine that's gonna last. So it's something I really suggest you try it out. They improve fuel efficiency, especially in the hybrid, by about 20%. You get 200 foot-pounds increased torque with about 30 extra horsepower. So it's faster, it's more reliable, and it's more fuel efficient. It's one you really gotta come and try for yourself. It's a heck of a drive. So let's get into it a little bit. I'll talk about the truck, we'll go down and I'll show you around. Right up front, they've done a really good job giving it a large, dominating front stance. It really sits high. One thing that Toyota has really focused on is this truck is the exact same size as the previous Tacoma model. And we know it's important, you want it to fit in your truck, so that's one thing that they've stayed consistent, and you'll see that as you go around. This model here is the premium one, so you do have the parking sensors all around the truck with the really nice headlight display, full LED, really looks good on the truck. And there are two different stylings on the truck. You'll notice if you're looking at us online, there's this model with this style front, hood, as well as one with a hood scoop. It's basically two different design styles, one being the off-road and one being the sport. So it's a common question we get if it has a hood scoop or not, and it basically depends whether it's a sport and an off-road, and this being the off-road, it does not. As we come down the side of the truck here, I'll show you a few things as we walk down here. They have given you some nice airflow right over the tires, really help with aerodynamics, really help with quietness as well down the side, and you got a really nice set of big 18-inch off-road tires. They come stock, ready to go. It's not something you're gonna have to upgrade, and the minute you drive off the lot, you're ready. As well, deep inside there, you have a set of Billingsteen shocks on this vehicle. Toyota spent some good time with the Tacoma on this upgrade, and they've worked with quite a few different aftermarket parts suppliers. We went the extra mile to make sure that it's not something that you have to go and dig into. We've sent you out with great parts right from the factory that we've tested. We know they're gonna work with our truck. So, like I said, this one has the Billingsteens. Some of our models also have the Old Man Emus and the Fox strut system. So quite a few different ones, all really good. Play with what works best for you, but like I said, this model has that Billingsteens. As we keep coming down the truck here, you'll notice this one does come stock with the aluminum TRD alloy running boards. Probably the nicest ones Toyota sells. Looks really sharp on this truck. The gray and black accents with all the black badging as we come down look really nice. And as we do, we'll come around the back of the truck here and I'll show you a few features back here. As we come around the back of the truck here, Toyota's done quite a few things mindfully right from the factory to make sure that this truck is ready to go. We get commonly asked, does it have a tow package? Do I need to add anything from the factory? Absolutely not. We have the 4-pin and the 7-pin connector both right on the truck, ready to go. They're behind nice covers, locked away, they'll stay clean. As well as we have all of your trailer connectors down below with a 2-inch receiver. We give you a 2-inch ball right from factory, so you won't have to do anything there. It's ready to go. Across the back of the truck, you'll notice some really nice details as well. They've got that Tacoma name stamped right in the truck. I personally think it looks really sharp when you add in the nice inserts, stamp it out as well, but I think it looks great from factory with your 4x4, and of course that beautiful iForce Max new badging right on there. Everybody knows you've got a hybrid. As we open up your bed here, it does that soft dampening aluminum tailgate here, so it's nice and light, easy to function. As we come in here, your bed is a very nice composite material. This isn't sprayed in, this isn't something you have to add. It comes factory installed and it's bolted straight to the truck. So it's something that's durable, it'll last, won't rust out, and it's something you don't have to pay for. Door here is removable as well if you need to for that extra space. As well, we do have the nice shelves in here, so if you need to put in a 6x6 or with a sheet of plywood, you can actually create a shelf system in here and a few dividers. without even having to go the accessory route, or of course we do have some accessories. As we come through the truck here, you'll notice some really nice details. They give you a plastic top right on the edge, make sure it's a little bit durable for you. That's not paint that's gonna chip away on you. They have a really, really nice cleat system all the way through the truck. We have 3 different rails here with 4 cleats you get with the truck. They're a simple system that they screw on and off, and then you can slide it up and down the truck bed. They can actually hold weight, so you can use all 4 if you need to tie down a snowmobile, an ATV, anything like that. You do have a few different bed sizes, the 5-foot and the 6-foot, so depending what options you need, you got a lot of versatility here with those. Down below you do have your normal cleats on the truck that come stock as well, so a ton of versatility back here if you're tying things down, if you're using it for work, or if you're just having fun on the weekend. There's a lot of usability there. On the left side of the bed here, you have a few different connectors for USB-C as well as a power outlet, so that's got great power back here if you need to run any accessories, if you want to run the cooler, anything like that on the weekend trips, as well as some good storage and the outlet there for you as well. So lots of usability back here. We'll go inside the truck and I'll show you a few features in there. As we get into Tacoma here, it's a truck that this model, being the premium, is one that's designed for off-roadness. It's rugged, but you got a lot of comfort options. So right as we get in here, you have this beautiful perforated Softex leather, both heated and ventilated, both driver and passenger seats here. I'll get in the truck and show you. I'm a big guy. I'm 6'5", but I fit really well in this truck. In my personal opinion, in the Tacoma, especially being a big guy, as long as I've got power seats, I can generally always get comfortable. I find the manual seats, sometimes I struggle a little bit, but that extra range and a lot of movability, they do a really good job, especially in these premium options. You can get support right under the legs. I fit really well. So I know that's a common thing with these big trucks. Even with the moonroof here, it's open, but I still got lots of room. So you got the nice big truck steering wheel, lots of buttons all around you. It feels like a truck, but overall it's very close, well designed. The new Tacoma styling, and they're doing the same thing with the new 4Runner. They're really working on ruggedness. So you got these bars all around for your guests, for yourself. Tacoma badging right across the dash. It's large, it's square. It's your big 14-inch screen. It looks mean, to be honest. That's the look they're going for, and I think they did it. As you go around the steering wheel, I'll start here for you. You got all of your safety features here. So your adaptive cruise control, your lane assist, your blind spot monitoring. Most of your features you either control here from your steering wheel or up here in your MID. This model, you're really lucky as well. You get a full 12.3-inch completely digital MID, 3 different zones, gives you a lot of ability to customize how you want it to look. And again, it works really well with controlling all of those safety features. The other major thing you'll probably do with your MID is a lot of your trailer type stuff. So this truck does come stock with the trailer brake controller for your trailer, for those electric brakes on the trailer. And then as well, you have the ability to go into your trailer garage, add in all of your trailers, and that relationship is really nice. We'll then work with your blind spot monitoring, a lot of your other safety features. So definitely spend the time, go through, set up that garage and use all of those extra features with the safety stuff. It works phenomenal on these new trucks. So actually one more thing I'll touch on, they also do have the straight path assist with the trailer. So while you're backing up, your camera will work with you, really help actually guide the trailer for you. So if it's one you want to tow with, it has a lot of capability on that end, especially with the hybrid powertrain. As you come on your left side here, you got a lot of really good buttons right in arm's reach. One thing that Toyota did that I really think is great on this model, and then in the upper models, they actually take it steps further where they gave you auxiliary switches right in the dash here. So if you want to add accessories to the Tacoma, we know you guys put winches on them. We know you guys are adding things to them, light bars, things like that to make them more your truck, while we give you spots to plug right into the truck, into the fuse box, and then you get a switch right here on the truck, on the dash. So on this truck you have 3, and on some models you have 4. So really good ability to customize it to exactly how you want it. As you come through the dash to this side, like I said before, you do have the nice big beautiful 14-inch screen. It's completely high def with the Android Auto and CarPlay in this one being fully wireless. It really shows up nice on this car. You got the nice big maps, as well as, like I said, for all of your 360 cameras and the trailer backup guide and stuff like that. It really shows up nice on a big screen. With that as well, it pairs really nice. These cars, they give you the JBL audio in this car. It's got the premium audio all the way around, and a new cool Toyota feature. It's even got the removable speaker here, so you have the ability to take that out when you get to somewhere on the go. Pull it out, you got music that can play. It's all Bluetooth synced. Come back in the truck, pop it right in, charge it up. It's ready to go for the next adventure right away. You don't ever have to worry about it. So cool little touch they've added on these new trucks. As you come down to your cluster here, I really like that Toyota has maintained it. You got a cluster button for your volume. All your heating controls are still tactile buttons. You know every click, you know what you made. As well, this one, like I said, does have the heated and ventilated seats. You know exactly where they are right below, as well as the heated steering wheel. In the winter on these long drives is absolutely wonderful. Even heading into spring here, it's still those odd mornings, it's still nice to have the heated steering wheel. So a lot of just nice creature comforts in this truck. So all your plugs, you've got plenty of connectivity all the way through, both micro, and this one actually also has the wireless phone charger. So get in, set your phone down right away, get it out of your hands, and everything connects wirelessly. So that's a great feature, get everything out of your hands, like I said as well. It's got lots of nice storage spots. You'll see that all the way through the truck. They really thought of those things. We know you got a lot of gear on these long trips. As you come through the meat of this truck, of course, it's an off-road premium. We know you're taking it off-road, so you got a lot of options here to do that. Of course, you got your traditional 2 high, 2 low, or 2 high, 4 high, and 4 low. It's a really easy switch between them. The one thing I like is you switched. It's not something you can accidentally hit. And it's nice, the truck as well, it'll tell you if it's able to complete the switch from 2 high, for example, to 4 high. If it's unable to, the dash will flash. It'll tell you, it knows when the safe time to switch is. So it's nice, it's smarter than we are, so it takes care of it for you. And then as you come down a little further, you got a nice dial here as well. You have one shifter here that does numerous different things. So you select what you're trying to switch, whether it's the drive mode, the multi-terrain select, or your downhill assist, or your crawl control. And then from there, you select which button you want to hit, and then you use the dial and turn it. So I really like that they gave you a lot of button feature and a lot of usability from one small spot on the truck. They didn't fill up our cluster with all kinds of buttons. They made it really clean, easy to use, and quite honestly, it's very simple. So you know exactly what you're using. You select your button, and it shows you right up on the MID what you're switching to. If it's something you've never used on this truck, the off-road features, the crawl control, the multi-terrain select are incredible. It's definitely something worth watching. There's never a time you're gonna be stuck in this truck. It will always get you out. It's a great drive, whether you're using it for fun or just on the weekend. It's got a lot of features it can do for you. Coming down your last few buttons here, of course you can lock your rear diff. We give you that feature right off factory on these ones. Some models also have the ability to loosen up the stability, as well as lock your center diff. So there's a few extra options. This model is the rear diff. As well, you have that the 360 camera you can pull up at any time, and your trailer assist. That's your last couple buttons here, all related to your screen, but it's really nice where if you're at those low speeds, if you're doing it through trailer, you just pop in, see what's around you. It makes it really easy to back in and out of those tight spots. So you do get the nice big moonroof on this model. As you can tell here in the showroom, it adds a lot of light to the vehicle. So then what we'll do from here is we'll get in the back seat. I'll show you the space in the cabin. This is a double cab model, and myself, like I said, I'm a big guy. I'll leave my seat here, and that'll show you some of the space in the back. So let's hop in the back. I'll show you that next. As we get in the back of the truck here, one thing I really like to be honest about with this truck, I'm 6'5", I'm a big guy. It's a question we get commonly with the Tacoma. This is our double cab configuration, so this is the largest Tacoma that Toyota sells. And one topic is always, how big is the back seat? Is it gonna work for me? Is it gonna work for my kids, my family, whoever's in here? This back seat is set up right now for me, 6'5", like I said, quite a bit back. And now, me getting in this back seat, it's a little tough, a little awkward, but I think it's definitely something I should show you. So as I get in here, I'm pretty tight. The seat's pretty well right back in my knees. I have to split outside of it. My head is touching the roof. Overall, the seat's comfortable. Honestly, they've done a good job of giving you something that it's not so bad to sit in, but you can tell I'm crammed in here. It's definitely something that, it's great for kids. It's great for tools, stuff like that. The seats do fold up. So if there's something that you want to be able to put, something on top of the batteries under here, your battery storage is underneath these seats. So you don't have the compartments that the gas models have, but you do have the ability to fold it up and then put something flat. If you want to, store anything in here, you can do that. Quite honestly, it might work for small kids, but it's definitely not one you'd probably want to have 2 big guys in here for a work truck type thing or anything like that. In that situation, it's probably more of a 2-seat type of operation. They do give you the seats. They are there depending what you want to do for them. I myself, I've got young kids. It's perfect for young kids. They'll fit back here. You can get, one seat probably behind your passenger seat, and then one here facing forward. You might not get 2 backward facing ones, but definitely got some space for young kids. Overall, it's kind of what you'd expect in this segment. They try to at least give you 2 seats back here that are functional. You do have 3 seat belts, so it is there when you need it. You do have the nice rubber mats all the way through the truck. With all of your connectivity here, both USB-C and a full 3-pronged outlet. So they give you a lot of functionality back here. You do get the nice window as well on this model, so you got some nice airflow when the windows are open on the long drives. And like I said, for the segment it's in, it's exactly what you figure it would be. I myself, I'm definitely a little tight, but I fit. So we'll get out, I'll show you a few more things on the outside of the truck, and then That's it.
In 1995, the very first Tacoma got debuted in North America. Ever since, it has been an absolute pinnacle in the Canadian and North American market for a mid-sized truck looking for reliability, practicality, and affordability for your family. And in 2025, I am standing here with our brand new powertrain, our brand new model. This is a 2025 Toyota Tacoma Limited. Thank you so much for your support, guys. If you're watching our video, that means you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle. And the best part of shopping for a vehicle is coming out to the dealership, having the opportunity to get behind the wheel of maybe a new EV, maybe a beautiful truck, or the tried and true Toyota Prius. Come on down to Forbes Waterloo Toyota, ask any of us here to grab the keys and we'll take you for a drive. Thank you so much for watching. And remember to click the link down below that gives you a discount off of your next purchase. Thank you so much for watching. See you on the next one. In 2024 is when they redesigned this Tacoma and brought it up into this new 4th generation edition of the Tacoma. This is a really, really big step for us here at Toyota, where we took our tried and true V6 engine that's been in this vehicle for ages, and we brought it down to a 4-cylinder turbo powertrain. This specific one on the Limited is where our iForce Max powertrain starts. So that means we're taking that same 2.4 liter turbo engine and we're pairing it with a hybrid powertrain as well. And what that does, guys, is that gives you an incredible driving experience, a ton of bottom end torque, and overall a truck that you guys are used to, especially with that big engine. You're used to a little bit of performance, you're used to be able to have fun, and it can handle just about anything. So they've continued to deliver that. If you haven't had the opportunity to come out and check this new engine out, it's over 200 foot-pounds of torque increase over that V6 with about 50 to 60 horsepower increase as well over that previous generation. They paired that with a really nice transmission, 8-speed transmission, and you guys have yourself a Tacoma that can really, really handle a lot out on the roads. But the big thing with the Limited Edition that I have here is it really mixes, it's the spot on lineup that mixes all of that functionality with a ton of luxury. And ultimately, you can see right away a ton of chrome, a really eye-catching model, especially with the beautiful windshield pearl here that we have here, guys. So I'll go through the model with you. For anybody that's been around the truck world at Toyota for a long time, the Tacoma is an absolute pinnacle. And you know, we all know it really well. It's one that has a ton of features in it, especially the Limited. Right up front here, you guys will notice, like I said, we've got that beautiful chrome grille. They carry that all the way down the truck, those chrome accents. It's the only Tacoma on the lineup that gets that grille. The one thing you'll notice is as you go up a lot of models here on the hybrid side, you're really focusing on off-road features and accessories. So for a lot of people, this is where they stop in terms of functionality and features. Okay, so some other really nice things up front here you'll notice, guys. I really like the touch. They've got the beautiful LED headlights, but you've got the Tacoma stamped on both sides. I think it's just a really nice touch. It's illuminated, so even as you drive by, people really know right away what's passing them, whether it's on the road or on the trails. I think that's a nice, fun little touch. And then some nice little things as you come down. We've got the parking sensors all the way around, paired with, especially on this model, you've got the full 360 camera. So if you are doing any trail work, if you're out in the bush doing anything, you have all of that functionality. You're not gonna hit the trees, the poles, the posts, and you're gonna be able to get the trailer into the nice tight spots. So I really like that. And one thing I wanna touch on as we go down as well, you've got tons of ventilation on this engine. That's the one last thing you'll see, these big airports here. The one thing, and I'll go back to the engine quickly for one little thing. I really suggest, we'll show you later on here in the video, the full engine, but with all that cooling and everything on the front there, they've really thought of a lot of really nice touches. So we'll go back to that, Joe, don't let me forget about that. As I come down the truck here, like I said, you'll really see they've carried that chrome all the way down. So we've got the really nice chrome wheels with the mirrors and the handles, and you know, really finishes the truck. I think one of the nicest touches on this is you also get the power running boards. So as they pop your door, they'll come down for you. If you're like myself, I'm 6'5", I'm a big guy. Those running boards, I'll open it up one more time here. I'll leave it open to show us here, Joe. The running boards are really nice where they're a lot lower than any of the ones that we can mount as an accessory. And the big thing is you can actually put your foot through. So in those Canadian winters, even some of you guys down in the States, if you've got big boots on, especially, the ability to be able to get your foot through, whether they're work boots or snow boots, be able to get your foot through. There's enough traction on there and enough space where if they slip or anything like that, you're not gonna fall off the truck. You've got a lot of room there to get in and out. So I really believe that those are a really nice touch, and it's nice that they're included in warranty. You can take care of them. And if it's one you plan to own, the main thing is just take care of those guys. One thing always to note, I know a lot of people ask, you can leave them down in a fixed position. So if it's something in the long run, you don't like the power function, but you want these boards, then you can do that as well, guys. So we'll keep coming back here, Joe. All of the hybrid Tacomas do have a 5-foot bed. So regardless if it's a Limited or one of the Trail Hunters, any of the higher models, they do have, sorry, actually the Trail Hunter has a 6-foot. but most of them have a 5-foot bed here. So really good to know that as well. Limited does get the power liftgate, so that'll come down for us here. It's really nice as well. You do have the bump switch here in the tailgate. So if you've got your hands full, whether it's with kids, with tools, groceries, anything like that, you can get into the bed. The nice thing I also like, I'll show you on the way out, but the bump switch is also really nice for the exit, where you can close that bed. If your hands are full going into the truck with tools after you get stuff out, the knee out is really nice. So I find I use it more closing the tailgate rather than opening. I always really like to talk a lot about the bed here, guys, especially on the hybrid unit. You've got a couple extra little features back here, okay? The nice thing is, guys, I've touched on it a lot in all Toyota trucks. We have this really nice glass resin bed liner. This isn't sprayed on. This isn't something that's done extra at the dealership or anything like that. This comes direct from factory. It's actually mounted right on the frame. So even if you scratch this up and wear this through, it is not gonna rust out. There's nothing underneath. There's not a metal like underbody that's painted that you're gonna come through. The one comment we do get a lot, and I always like to be open about it, it is slippery. So depending what you are putting in here, maybe some toolboxes or anything like that, we do sell a bed mat. So that's what a lot of folks, that if you want that traction back for just a few $100, you grab the mat, and then it's a really nice durable mat that can actually take a beating, and you can throw that in there. Just some other little things here for you. You do get the bed rail from factory. Really nice touch that if you do throw the tonneau cover on there, we actually give you the hardware to lower that down. So that's a really nice system. Comes with 4 cleats where they can actually hold 200 pounds each. So if you're tying down snowmobiles, ATVs, anything in the back of the bed here, you have that ability. They're movable, so you can put exactly where those anchor points are and use them for tie down straps. As well as, of course, you got lots of fixed points. One really nice touch as well, you can see you've got all the grooves here. So you can really split off the bed if you want to have 2 shelves. If you want to have a couple dividers that way as well, you can. On this side here, I've got the outlet here. So this is a 120 volt outlet. So if you guys are running any accessories on the truck, if you're out in the bush, if you're doing a cooler, and then some guys too, even if you're doing maybe a pressure washer or anything for camping, the big thing is this is a 2400 watts. So actually can handle some decent little accessories and be very useful for you out in the bush. And the nice thing is with all the hybrid power, works really well, and you've got that. As well as on the far side here, we'll flip one more time here, Joe. A few extra little cords as well. That's where you'll find your USB-C and another 12 volt. So if you've got some of those traditional accessories as well from previous gens, you can still use all of those as well, guys. So the main thing back here overall, a ton of functionality, and the nice thing is the Limited gives you that one last little touch. We've even got the bed camera here at the back. So if you're out on the road or doing anything, you can keep an eye on what's in the back here, as well as when you're stopped, of course, you have that for you as well. So they've done a good job back here. Definitely leave a comment down below if you've got any cool situations. I always like to see, I've seen a few guys that put a really nice setup with the plywood in there and really separate off their bed. Definitely show me that, guys. Or if you use it for camping, I always like to see those ones too. Let's hop in here, Joe. So as I sit down here in the Tacoma, you'll notice right away as you go around, I'll bring her to life here for us. This is the model, like I said, starts to where you really have that luxury, but at the end of the day, it's still a Tacoma. We gave you a lot of ruggedness. You still have all the O-ship bars and all of that all around the truck. Some of the things I really like, you've got the wood accents along it with that Tacoma badged right in the truck. So I really find that overall, you feel like you're in a truck. It's a nice feel. As you sit down in the cab, some of the things I really like about this cab is you do have your heated steering wheel. You've got heated and ventilated on both seats here. So especially parents, you're comfortable. Even if the kids in the back don't have it, it's nice that everything up here you're taken care of. And then some of the really nice kind of over the top touches for the driver here, guys. And this is one thing where I find a lot of people do come to this truck and really like it, is some of these touches. So you've got the heads up display here in front of you, as well as you've got the JBL premium audio all the way around that pairs really nice with your 14-inch multimedia. So you've got kind of all the tech you need that way, as well the digital rear view mirror. That sort of upper echelon of technology is what really brings you to this model. It's some of those final features. So up here, you've got your full digital MID display as well. Really nice to be able to pair with all of the safety on the truck. If you're coming from a previous gen, I really suggest come out and try out a lot of this new safety stuff, guys. Even some of the simple stuff like adaptive cruise control. If you're not used to it, it's really nice to be able to work with you. We have lots of videos here on the channel to go through all of the safety fully with you, or that's one when you come out to the dealership, ask lots of questions. The Tacoma is equipped with Safety Sense 2.5, so you've got lots of features in here, your normal stuff with blind spot monitoring and all of that. But yeah, the main thing is if you haven't played with those ones, come on out, we'll show you them. I know that's a big comment that especially guys with Tacomas, you're coming with 12 and 15-year-old trucks, so it's a big step. Like I said, I really like, my personal opinion is having the digital MID works really well with all of it. Gives you a lot of ability to see stuff. Here on this side, you do have a lot of buttons as well. I like to quickly touch on that. All of your power options for the lift gate and some of that are on the side here, as well as some really nice things like I was telling you. You have the ability to manually do your running boards, as well as the bed on the light on the back door. So it's nice on the Limited. They give you a lot of options while doors are open and stuff like that. You see the power boards coming down right away. Really nice how all that's automatic for you. Okay, so lots of options here for that kind of stuff. As you go around the truck, some little nitty gritty stuff that I want to touch on. Like I said, it is still a Tacoma. So one of the big things on the Limited, and I want to make sure this is touched on, is this model is full-time four-wheel drive. I guess you don't have an option of a two-wheel. You have the high forward, high low, and then a four low as well. It is cool how you have the option to be in full-time four-wheel drive. You have a special torsion gear on this truck that actually is accommodating for that. And the main thing, what that means to you guys from a truck standpoint and a driver standpoint, is just all of the safety and reliability that comes with that. Like I said, the mechanical side of it, we put in improved, stronger parts to really make sure it can handle that. And then the other side, of course, is just the safety that comes with that, especially we heading into winter here, the ability to really be able to handle any conditions. That it's not a system that has to react. It's always on, it's always working for you. I like to really touch on that. The Limited is where that starts, guys. Any models before that, it'll be a part-time option that you choose, but the Limited is full-time four-wheel drive, okay? The last button I like to touch about here, and it pairs really well here, I chat a little bit outside, is this truck does have the 360 camera. So you do have the view button here in the middle, but it's really nice how as soon as you're at those low speeds, your 360 camera can come on. So while you're parking or while you're moving the trailer around or any of that, it'll come on. But the main thing is you can also put it on at any time if you just want to be able to see what's around you before you leave, if there's a kiddo or anything like that. And then the nice stuff is all of that pairs really well with a lot of the trailer technology. So if you guys are using this trailer to tow, being the hybrid model, of course we understand this can tow really well. We've got a few videos on the channel talking about that, but the main thing this has your straight guide assist, and of course the technology. It does have the trailer braking as well, with the ability to hook up to that trailer. All of those systems work with the safety systems in the truck, and then that pairs really nice, like I said, with that trailer backup guide. It'll even help you steer the trailer and all of that. So like I said, this is that truck that meets really function and luxury. It's a really nice middle point on the lineup. Let's get in the back here, Joe. I want to show the back seat a little bit. It's the one spot on the Tacoma that we get a lot of reviews just on the size of it and the shape. I'm a guy that's 6'5", so it's always a good example. Let's hop back there next and show you that. As I get in the back here, we've got all our accessories. I'll get those out of the way for us here. The main thing I want to touch on as I'm getting in the hybrid Tacomas, your rear seats are taken up. You've got those batteries underneath these rear seats. So that's really important to know that if you did in previous models use that for storage, or if you're looking at a gas model comparison, then some of those models will have that storage. So I'll get in here. This front seat is set up for myself with being 6'5". It's definitely gonna be a bit of a tight fit for me. I get that door closed. I fit in here ultimately. The main thing is actually I have decent headroom for how I sit. The main thing is that big dude that was sitting up front takes a lot of my leg room away. So maybe if hopefully whoever's sitting in my passenger seat, I might switch over to there. But the main thing honestly is the headroom. It's pretty good. Going around the truck, you do not get your middle console here. That's one comment that we do get a lot, but it's nice you've got the cup holders up front here. And honestly, if you've got two big guys here, I can't even get to my console anyway. And then as well, a really nice thing is you do have your outlets down below. And the big thing is you've got another outlet in here as well. This one's 2400 volts as well. So again, if you're using any accessories, a cooler, maybe even a mini TV, any of that, you've got lots of juice here off the hybrid system. So that works really well. And then you'll see here, I'll just talk about it a little bit before I get out here, Joe. We do have all of our accessories. You saw me throwing a few of them out. The nice thing as well, you do have your second set of mats here. The rubber ones are installed. That comes in every truck. We understand you guys are gonna get out in the bush. And I really like, in my personal opinion, I'll kind of show you there, the cloth ones. They've even got the Limited printed right on there. They do a really good job of those small touches here on the Tacomas and really giving you guys, exactly what you're driving. So let's hop out, let's go around the front. We'll show you a few more things and we'll hop off, guys. Thank you very much. Okay guys, I told you I wanted to show you the engine here on the Tacoma. And honestly, this is one that I want to talk to you guys a little bit. Toyota has done a very, very good job going through and really redesigning this engine to be something that is going to hold up to the reliability that you guys are used to. There's quite a few videos. If you haven't seen them, I'll shout out another creator on YouTube. His name is Sheldon. He's actually, I shouldn't even say he's a creator. The lead engineer for Toyota has put out a ton of content going through this engine. And it's something that, guys, I really suggest going through and listening to how they really took the testing on this engine. But as we get in, you'll notice a few things right away. I mentioned those cooling ports that we have off the sides here for the turbo. The main thing is that this has over 3 inches of cooling ports heading everywhere into the engine. So especially for those turbos, it's gonna be able to hold up to the cooling side of it. The major thing that we understand is that we need that turbo to last. My personal belief, especially with that hybrid powertrain, being able to hand over the hybrid powertrain to the turbos, you're really asking that turbo to do a lot less work. And then with all of that extensive cooling that Toyota's thought of putting on the engine, normally guys, you'd see this on a Tundra, you'd see this on a large V8. So to have this on a 4-cylinder turbo is incredible. And again, guys, this is one, come try this engine out for yourself. We'll definitely have one ready to drive for you. And again, it is incredible paired with that hybrid powertrain. So it's one, just drive it. Just try it out, guys. If you're in the market for a mid-size truck, this, guys, is truly one I suggest come out and give this new engine, give the new generation Tacoma a chance. After 4 generations, Toyota has really figured out the mix of reliability, function with a ton of fun to drive. Especially, guys, this is that hybrid powertrain on the Limited. It looks incredible and it's even more fun to drive. It's one that truly, that extra power feels really nice under the pedal. And myself, I will admit that the extra gears in that transmission, having the 8-speed, really performs well. So if you guys haven't had the opportunity, this model is in our dealership right now. It is available for sale. If not this one, I've got another opportunity coming down the pipeline. The main thing is, guys, come out, get behind the steering wheel of this new Tacoma. Drop a comment down below. Let me know if you've driven yourself, what your #1 comment was, or show me your beautiful Tacoma, guys. I know a lot of you have been driving them for years. You're one of our absolute most loyal customer bases, and we're really excited to have you back in the dealership to test out our new Tacoma. 1995, the very first Tacoma ever got released in the world, and ever since, Toyota has been making one of the most reliable mid-size pickups of all time. Thank you very much for watching the video here on our channel. Click the link below to get the conversation started about your next Toyota purchase. The best part of shopping for your Toyota is coming out to the dealership and taking one of these lovely vehicles for a drive yourself. We've been in business over 75 years here in Waterloo. Come on down to Forbes Waterloo Toyota and help you get your next Toyota. Thank you very much for watching. It's gone through a 4-cylinder engine to a V6. Now we're into the 4th generation. We're back down to a 4-cylinder engine. It's continued the same reliability all the way through, and we've had quite a new block of people coming in with the previous generation Tacomas, and really excited about this new one. Previous generation was over 10 years before we got a remake, and in 2024 they launched this version of the new Tacoma, and honestly it has done extremely well. People are really loving the drive, and it's one that I really suggest that you come out and drive. I am Nicholas Morrison here at Forbes Waterloo Toyota. Come on down to the dealership here. This is one that I really suggest you get behind the drive, feel that difference from the previous generation 6-cylinder engine to this 4-cylinder now. It's a really big change. The 4-cylinder has more power, it's more efficient, and honestly, in my opinion, it's a lot more fun. For a lot of you guys that drive the manual transmission, I personally believe that turbo paired with the manual is one of the best drives I've ever had. And if you're looking for that next step of power, or if you need to tow, do any of that other stuff, they finally now have also paired it with a hybrid powertrain. So we have both options depending what you're after. We can meet your power demands, we can meet your towing demands, and we can meet the fun too. So come on down, check it out with me. Again, my name here is Nicholas Morrison at Forbes Waterloo Toyota. I'll go through the whole truck here with you. We'll touch base and make sure that you know exactly what you're getting to in the new generation. Whether you're coming from a 10-year-old or 20-year-old truck, a lot of you boys, it's quite a step up. This is an SR5 in that underground color. So for a lot of people coming from the previous generation Tacomas, this is gonna have way more features than even you're used to in your truck. And then from there, the big difference they've done in these newer generation trucks at Toyota is it's really about, we load them up with features from a base, and then from there, it's how you want to accessorize it, how you want to make it look, and what you want to add onto the truck. The big difference these days, and honestly, a lot of you guys know this, doing customizations to a truck, doing all the extra work, not only does it cost a lot of money, but it's a little risky. You never really know if what you're doing is the right parts, where you're getting it from, if it's going to void warranty, all that stuff. So what's really cool is Toyota's basically taking that on themselves, and as you go up packages, you have real brand name accessories like Billenstein, Fox, Rigid, Old Man Emu, names you actually know that are going to be on the truck for parts, and you get to dress it up kind of the way you want. And then if you want to put a few finishing touches on, you can. So we'll start here. This is the base. You will find on our channel, I have done an off-road premium, so you'll see kind of that 2 comparison if you want to see a prettier one. But like I said, we'll start right up here. This is the SR5. You get a nice standard black slitted grille. It looks really sharp, just a nice basic look on the front here. Big Toyota logo up front. I really like that they've gone back to just that standard silver, really strong looking logo. For some of you guys coming from the previous gen, this almost looks as big as some of those old generation V8 Tundras of 2 or 3 generations ago. They've really brought it up. It's a nice dominating stance that even on an SR5 model, we still have a really nice large sitting front end. And then as you come down, you'll notice those really nice sweeping headlights. I really think it sits really mean on the road. road. For being a mid-sized truck, I still feel pretty badass driving this truck. So that's a really, really nice touch. And then as you look down, you'll see a few big things on there. I like to highlight right away, with this engine, we'll touch base later on in the video with the actual engine. We'll get inside and show you that a little bit. You'll see all the way along, cooling is a huge thing. So with having that 2.4 liter turbo engine in here, paired with that turbo, they really made sure that they took the time for those engineering specs to make sure that it would meet the demand that you guys are used to. Toyota knew how important it was, stepping from that 4 to the 6. So like I said, a few ways along this video here, I'll really touch on some of those things. It was really important, and it's cool. There's a lot of content you'll see out there of Toyota themselves actually speaking about that and what it meant to them to have the Tacoma name. So like I said, that's a big one. We'll touch on that as we go. And as you come back, one other little thing I always like to touch on, we do have this little bib here on the bottom. Some people take that on and off. You'll see that on some models and not on others. So that's there for aerodynamics. A lot of the off-roads won't have that, and I really feel like it changes the look of the truck. I myself have actually helped take some of my customers off for people. It really shortens down that front end, and some people then will even throw the skid plate on to really give that off-road look that some people are used to with the Taco. So I always like to touch on that. I've helped a lot of people take that off. So as you come down the truck, the SR5 has the color match fenders. You'll see that look change a lot on the different models. So the off-road will have the bulkier kind of matted finish ones, and then all of our sports will get that color matched look. So it starts to differentiate itself right away. And then you do get a set of alloys. They're a basic silver set. That's the first place you'll see upgrades as you go up in packages. So you've got a road tire with the next set of wheels. At least you've got alloys on a base. I think that's really important. And then as you come down the truck, the main thing is it still looks very much like a Tacoma. That's one thing that I've said with a lot of these remakes in current years with the trucks, is they're still giving you the truck that you're used to. They're not really elevating and changing the whole model too much. Which I think is important, because at the end of the day, you guys still love the Tacoma. So, and I think it's nice, they've got the Tacoma badge right on it. And then as you come down, you do have the smart key entry as well on a base. So a really, really nice touch that you've got that on both front doors and as well on the rear hatch as well, of course. So we'll come down, I'll show you the back of the truck here as well. We'll spend some time in the bed and then we'll get in the truck. So come on down here, guys. So in the back of the truck here, the bed is continued to be a really strong point for Toyota. They really spend a lot of time refining this and making sure that what they give you is ready to go. You don't have to come and spend a bunch of money on accessories and make it the way you want. The only common thing we see added back here is the tonneau cover, or sometimes you can get the rear bumper step kind of on the corner to help you get into the bed. But other than that, it comes ready to go. On the back here, I'll touch on a few things and then we'll open up and I'll show you inside. So you do, of course, get the backup camera, standard on all of these nowadays. And one thing I really like is you've got the Tacoma stamped right in the truck. I think it's a really, really strong touch that looks good on these. And then depending on the color that you go with, I think putting the badge inserts that Toyota offers is really, really nice. Makes it pop well, but it depends on the color, I think, really which one it looks good in. I think the underground actually is one that I would leave it just like that myself. And then as you go down, it's nice. They give you the 4 and the 7-pin connector right from factory. Don't have to add any of that. And they even give you a couple extra connectors in boxes with the purchase. And then you've got the 2-inch receiver that we also give you a ball and a hitch right from factory. So ready to go right away. If you need a new one for the boat or anything, you don't have to go and purchase it. And then I'll open up the truck bed. One thing you'll notice right away is the dampened tailgate. Even on a base, it's a really nice addition for some of you boys coming from the old one. That tailgate was just heavy enough where it was annoying and everything else. So it's a nice step up to have that. Of course, it is still removable. So if you need to take that off for work, you can do that. And then going into the bed, a few things that you guys are used to. It's still that full glass resin bed liner. That is not a spray on. This is not something that's gonna chip away or anything like that or rust away. It's bolted straight to the frame. So really, really nice. And then what we'll see a lot of people do is add in that bed liner. If the slippiness, if you need grip, if some of you guys are used to the Line X or anything like that, then for, dang near probably at least half the price, you can just get that bed liner and get that grip back in the back here. So a really nice touch there. They've given you the cleats all the way around the truck. So you've got quite a few different anchor points. So if you're tying ATVs down in here, if you've got tools, any of that, you've got a lot of spots to anchor, and most of them are bolted right into the frame. So they've got actual weight behind them. And then the other really important one is your cleat spots all the way around. So I've got these 3 rails on the truck. For any of you that have had previous gen Tacomas, you're used to them, but they're a really nice feature where they've got the notches all the way along. You can move those cleats. They can hold quite a bit of weight. They're actually rated for weight. And like I said, they're movable around the 3. So if you need to have all 4 on one side or 2 and 2, whatever you need to do, you can completely move them around and do what works best for you. So all of that comes stock for you. And then the other really nice one as well that I like, even in a base, is they give you all these division spots. So you can put a sheet of plywood in there, split it off if you need that double split, or you can also put the dividers in if you need to section it off and keep some tools in one area or maybe groceries, whatever, and partition it that way. So all of that stock right from factory, you don't have to play it all, and then you get to customize it the way you want from there. As well, a few little things I like that they've added. You've got the lights all the way around in the bed, so your truck bed here is really well lit as well. You can set that up to either open with the doors or independently. So if you're just doing something where you need the lights in the truck, but the truck's not running, you can have it on. Or if you don't want people to see in the truck at all, you can just have them off at night as well. So you kind of get both options there. One thing I want to touch on as well as we're going around the truck, some of the little Tacoma things that they do very, very well, and it's a good view from the back. A lot of your little things, so your mud flaps, all your wheel liners, all that stock, you don't have to add any of that. We put all that on at factory for you. And then one of the other really nice things that's really worth touching on, especially in the Canadian market, we rust proof these right up. You can actually see the rock guard on the body right from factory. Doesn't show up very well in video. It's one when you come out to the dealership, just get your hands on. You can really feel the bottom of that truck. And then I suggest when you go to the next dealership, do the same thing. And you'll really notice that difference at the time that Toyota spends. And that's one of the easiest spots you can see it. You'll see 3M in a few spots as well. But that's one I really like to touch on. It's that touch from the factory that Toyota said, hey, we're gonna put that on a really big wear item. All those rock chips on the bottom of the truck are gonna be taken care of a lot better for you. Of course, it's not perfect, but it's a big step. So drop a comment down below. Let me know. Is that something, have you ever seen that on a truck? Does your truck have that already? I know some people go and spray that on aftermarket, some of those things. So let me know down below if that's something that means a lot to you. It's a really, really cool touch. And like I said, go to your truck right now, or out to your vehicle and take a swipe and let me know if you've got it. Drop it down below. I'd love to chat about that. It's a nice touch. So from there, guys, let's hop in the truck. I'll show you the space in there and we'll go from there. I'll take a seat here in the Tacoma. The one thing that they've done well in these mid-sized trucks, I feel like in more current models, is honestly, I fit pretty well. I'll definitely be honest with you. When I sit down here, you're gonna notice I take a lot of space away from my back seat, at least behind myself, but it definitely offers that ability, depending where you're sitting, that you have, my passenger beside me has decent room, all of that. But the important thing is, as a driver myself, I can get pretty comfortable in this car. One comment I always make to folks that if you're worried about it, the power seats I find add a bit more movement, but even in the manual option here, I do have quite a bit. So at a 6'5" guy, I've got lots of room here. My head's not touching, and I think I can still even go down a bit more. Yeah, I definitely can. So yeah, great room there, which is nice. As I got in there, I did comment earlier, we do have the keyless entry on this model. So a really nice touch there. And then with the keyless entry also comes remote start. So it's really nice that from factory on a base, you'll have remote start with the keyless entry. For some of you guys that are used to the older models, you'll have the key fob through the starter through key fob forever. And then the additional will be a subscription if you want to have the long range, but you get it included for 3 years. So Toyota's done a good job where a lot of you guys coming up, you're used to the key fob starter anyway, so you'll have that forever. Looking around the cab, I like to touch right away. They've really done a huge redesign on this truck, really kept that rugged feel that a lot of Tacoma people are used to. I myself, if you've never seen it, I really love the oh shit bars that they put all the way around the truck. I think it's a funny touch. The commercial absolutely hit home for me. I try not to fall for marketing too much, but that one got me pretty good. And I like overall, they did a good job. In the SR5, we have the 8-inch screen. It fits well. The 14 is a big addition in the bigger vehicles, but I think the 8 fits well. And then I really like the touch here that they got the Tacoma stamped right in the dash here. I think it's a really nice touch. They generally have only done that on a lot of our Halo vehicles, so I think it's cool that the Tacoma is getting that, and this is a base. So I think those touches are really nice that they went that far here in this truck. They've really continued on. You'll notice in a lot of the Toyota trucks these days, if you've driven a Tacoma or a Tundra or any of those, the nice linear lines, and they've carried that right into the steering wheel. So I really like kind of the squared off appearance of it. I feel like it's very trucky. It's very different than, if you're driving a RAV4 or anything. I think that's important, that you have what feels like a truck. You can get dirty. It's got grip points. If you're getting in with mud on the hands, you don't have to wipe your hands. It's got a steering wheel you can actually hold on to. Same with a shifter. I think that's really important here. And then the nice thing I like is that they've given the SR5 a ton of creature comforts. So like I said, for you guys coming up from an older truck, whether you're replacing Tacoma or anything, in this one, you're gonna have heated seats. You've got the full climate options, all stock. You will have the screen here with full CarPlay and Android Auto. So a lot of those things are already stock. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to go up models, and you get the big one for a lot of folks is the heated seats, and that's here for you, which is nice. And then from there, the next big thing is all of your safety stuff. So your adaptive cruise control really makes the commute really nice, as well as then some of your normal things like your blind spot monitoring, your lane assist, the pre-collision systems, all that stuff is standard now. We already touched as well, you of course got the backup camera. So if you're coming from a previous gen, that's quite a bit from just a base that you'll all have. Down on your left side here, that's where you'll find your switch for the lighting. Remember I mentioned that you'll have the truck bed lighting, so that switch you'll find here. And then of course, some of the nice stuff is you do have the ability still to level off your lighting. So if you are towing with the truck and you got a lot of load, you can actually still level off your load here. One comment to make, we get this asked quite a bit with the Tacoma. You'll see on the sport side, about halfway up on the Sport Plus is where the trailer brake controller gets added. That would of course be right here on your right side of the dash. So if you need to get into those bigger weights and all of that, you do have that option. You just have to go up a couple trims, or you can add an aftermarket one as well. Some of the really nice things I like is that you do have a 7-inch MID on the base here. So they've really upgraded even just the feel of the tech in behind. I like that they've kind of given the fuel a nice little spot. It looks kind of rugged. And then you have the screen that gives you the nice display for a lot of your safety features now is the really important thing. So for adaptive cruise control and stuff like that, you can see what's going on. But I like that overall, it's a fairly basic style. A lot of people don't really like the tech in these SR5s, so I feel like they've done a good job there. And then as you go down through the truck, they've done a really nice job with all of your storage spots. The one cool thing I really like about these trucks is your phone spot is kind of leaned, and you'll notice that right away. So while you put your phone in, it'll actually sit there really well. And then you've got the charge ports all the way through. So you've got 2 up here, plenty in the dash as well, and then some in behind. So it's nice that you can plug them in. It'll actually stay where you leave it. And then everything, of course, is wireless anyway, so you're not going to touch your phone while you're driving, but it actually holds. A lot of the new styles, I find that phones fly around and all that junk, so especially in the Taco that you guys are going to be off-roading and actually using it a little bit, it's nice that you've got a spot to do that. And then as you come down into the actual meat and potatoes of the truck, so being an SR5 model, you're not into that off-road stream yet. So some of the features that you're used to in the Tacoma aren't in this truck, but you still, of course, have full four-wheel drive capabilities. So all of that's right here in the dash. Of course, you're probably gonna run 2 high most of the time, but you do have the ability to go both to 4 high and 4 low still in this truck. So the nice thing with these new ones, when you're coming from the old models, the nice thing is it's fully automatic. You can switch at any time, at any speed, whenever you want. If it's not safe for the truck to do it, this truck won't do it. It'll just go into a standby mode. The indicator on the dash here, the light will pop up for 4 high, for example. And if it can't do it, it'll just flash until the truck can safely make that switch. So that's the only thing to be aware of, is until that indicator light on the dash is solid, it still hasn't made the switch. But it is nice that you can do it whenever you want. You don't have to worry about pulling over in a hole, blink 3 times and any little special things. You can just switch lanes or switch drives, and you're into 4-wheel drive. So that's there for you. It was funny, I always used to have to go through a whole religion of what you had to do to switch gears. So you don't have to do that anymore, thankfully, guys. And then I always like touching the parking brake in this truck is fully electronic and fully automatic. So if you're parking on hills, if you're doing the boat, doing the trailer, any of that towing stuff, it's really nice that as soon as you go to park, the parking brake is going to engage for you as well, and it's really going to hold the truck for you. And then as well, it's going to hold it right until you go to drive, and it's going to do all of that switching automatically. So I really find with the towing aspect these days, the big one's boats, guys. When you're in the boat launch going down into the water, it's really nice that you have that extra support for braking with a load on, especially. So it's nice that's all full electronic. Like I said, it'll take care of it for you. Other than that, you'll notice the one thing that's kind of cool is you have a lot of your auxiliary buttons all the way around the truck. So it's kind of funny, I've seen a lot of people do the stickers all over all of them. It also presents you the opportunity that if you want to add some things, you have space for it. So especially if it's one that you're going to own for another 10 or 15 years, guys. We see a lot of people add light bars, winches. Those are generally the main 2, I would say, are light and winches. But it's great that you have auxiliary spots to put switches in. On some of the upper models, they've actually added auxiliary switches straight into the truck with a relay switch and everything built right in. So if that is something that's really important to you, that's where the consideration maybe to go to one of those trims makes a lot of sense. That if you want to put a lot of accessories on, they're built in. But in the long run, depending on your style and if you can do a lot of it yourself, the fact that they give you all the spots that you don't have to go and cut a hole in the dash or anything is important at least. But they have both options kind of depending how far you want to go. So other than that, the last thing I'll touch on, I just like to go through the 2 different sets of seats. These are the cloth seats on the SR5. From here, you'll notice in pictures and when you're looking, there is a more of a sport style seating that's a little tighter, a little firmer, grabs you a little better, and it's a 2-tone. So you'll see that going up the sport side, and then the off-road will have these same seats. And then you also have a soft text option that will get added, of course, with ventilated and perforation, all of that in the upper models. There's quite a few different interior options nowadays as well with Pro and some of that. So definitely look through. We can make sure that you understand kind of what you're getting. Some of the things I like is you do have the height adjustment as well now on these seats. So for people, especially my size with these trucks, you have the ability to get lower. And then as well, my wife's only 5'2". She doesn't actually like in these trucks to be too low. She likes to be able to see out of the dash and all of that. So it's really nice that even as a passenger, she can get really comfortable. And I know that's really, really important. So when she sits in these trucks, and I've had her in the Tacomas a lot with me, it's nice that she can boost herself up and she can really get that feeling of safety. And it doesn't really play with her stomach as much because she actually gets to be comfortable and she's not, you know, looking out over the dash or any of that. So I find that's a really big step that Toyota's done on these new models. And when I get folks that are coming from the previous ones, it's a big comment we get. So definitely pay attention to that. From here, I'd like to get in the back seat. One thing I'll quickly touch on before I do. In 2024, when they brought the Tacoma back to, or when they redesigned the Tacoma here in Canada, we did not get the smaller back seat option. We only have this double cab configuration. So some of you coming from the Access cab into this newer one, you're automatically gonna have to come to this double cab. But for folks in the States, you do have that option of their version now of the Access cab. So definitely pay attention to that depending where you're watching the video from, guys. But we'll get in the back seat. I'll show you the double cab. If you're coming from the Access cab in Canada, it's gonna be a lot of extra room. If you're coming from the double cab, most people say they actually did make some improvements. So let's check that out, guys. I'll meet you there. See you soon. Before I get in the truck, I'll show you a few things here around the back space, and then I'll get in and kind of show you some of the space of actually me sitting in the truck. In the double cab configuration here in Canada, like I said, this is all that we have. So it's nice to be able to see kind of what functionality you have. I understand a lot of you coming from the double or the Access cab really used a lot of different configurations. So I like to touch on a few of them. Before I do that, actually, I'm gonna move this seat forward. Give me one sec. With that seat out of the way, I wanted to show you one thing first. So you have a few things you can play with. You can bring your seat down flat, and you do have the ability actually to, your headrest will fold over automatically for you. So you can make a nice shelf here that if you're putting pups in maybe, or toolboxes up on top of here, it's nice that you can go flat and you have that ability to put things in with a little bit of storage in behind. That's where you'll find your jack and some of the stuff for the spare tire. On some of the upper models, there's also gonna be a speaker here, or sorry, a subwoofer. And as you close this up, you can put your headrest back up, and then you can also come up with the seats. So you've got storage underneath on both sides. Your seats can stay up as well. You have a fasten spot so they won't fall down. And then some people we've also seen, you know, you can put a piece of plywood here if you need that space. You can fill up your cavity. Some people put pups in here, so it's kind of whatever works best for you, but they've given you the ability to really customize it for yourself. It's nice that you've got that 60-40 split and you can do what works best for you. On a lot of the upper models, you'll see the armrest comes in. The SR5 is the only one that doesn't have it. So from here, every model above this, you'll have the armrest here as well. And then as well, you also get a window here in the back as well in a lot of these models. So it's nice that you can open that up and get some of that airflow, especially in the summer. So I'll get in the truck here and show you that space. I've made it a little sweet right now with that front seat all the way out and that comparison of space. I myself, depending on your drive in the front seat, overall, I have great room in this truck. I actually have the headroom, which is a really big step up from previous generations. And depending on who you have in the front seat, you do have some room to kind of stretch out. We can move that seat back after and I can show you that comparison of what it looks like. But overall, it's a big step up for the Tacoma that you actually do have some room here. Openly, it's not a Tundra, it's not a full-size truck. So that's the one thing that you have to kind of be honest with yourself, is that you are coming to a mid-size, but they've done a good job. I have room. If you got baby seats beside you, a couple kiddos, you know, whatever you have to do, there's definitely a good amount of space back here. You've got vents all the way through the truck, cup holders, both in the middle, both doors have that as well. And then they've done, giving you a couple charge ports in the back here as well, which is always nice. And then from there, let's get out of the truck and I'll show you, we'll wrap up. I'll see you there. Up here in the engine compartment, the biggest change on the new Tacoma overall is this change from the previous 6-cylinder to the 4. So a few things came with that. One of the number one things I like to talk about right away when you look at it is just how open this engine compartment is. They really wanted to make sure they didn't put a cover on it. They didn't go and mangle in a bunch of things to really cloud it up. They tried to keep it nice and open. You'll see right away, like I was talking about, that air intake on this side comes right up, and that's for that turbo going through. And then the other side, like I said, is all of the cooling that comes with this engine. So everywhere you'll see cooling ports going into the engine, there's nothing smaller than 3 inches. So they really focused on making sure with all the heat coming off that turbo, no matter how hard you're working on it, that those turbos are gonna last. And they really wanted to make sure the seals, everything in there, have the cooling that they need to actually last the time that you're used to with this Tacoma. So that's a really big change. And then the other thing I really like to talk about up here as well is the other big change, is that the previous gen vehicles, both the Tacoma and the 4Runner, one comment we always got with the transmissions that we had, most previously paired with a 5-speed, was just that ultimately it felt a little bit boaty, that especially paired with that 6-cylinder, it was kind of sometimes searching for gears. It really felt like you had a bit of a ramp up and then you'd all of a sudden it would switch gears. And sometimes that, don't get me wrong, it was bulletproof, but it had its challenges in terms of just straight drivability. So with this new engine, they've now paired it with an 8-speed transmission. It really gives that ability, so you have those top end gears for the highway, you have those bottom end gears for power and fun, that you sort of have both opportunities for that fuel economy, while also pairing with the 4-cylinder turbo, a lot of fun. So thank you very much for watching the video here on our channel. The best part of shopping for your Toyota is coming out to the dealership and taking one of these lovely vehicles for a drive yourself. We've been in business over 75 years here in Waterloo. Come on down to Forbes Waterloo Toyota and help us help you get your next Toyota. Thank you very much for watching.